Hello and welcome to another Transformers Generations review. This time we're looking at the brand new Leader Class Jetfire figure. And this is a figure I've been dying for. I've been really looking forward to this guy, and it really does not disappoint. I am so happy with this figure. There was a Classics Jetfire figure which I did review in the past. I sadly no longer have it, and this is definitely an upgrade from that figure. Not to say that that original Jetfire was a bad figure at all. It's a great figure. It's just a completely different take on G1 Jetfire, while this is going for a perfect updated representation of both the G1 toy and the cartoon appearance of Jetfire. So here we have him in his jet mode, and we have him with all of his armor bits on there. We'll get to all the different kinds of weapon combinations with these things later, but he's pretty much, if you want the weapons on in jet mode, this is pretty much the only way you can do it, which looks great. I do kind of miss, however, on the Classics version, you could pull back and the gun would flip out. That was a really cool addition, but there's not much you can really do. But this still looks really cool. I do really like the look of the double turbo jets in the back of this whole turbo section. Oh, one more thing. I'm a fan of chrome. I'm not sure why people get their panties in a twist whenever Hasbro does chrome, but they absolutely love it when Takara does chrome. It's just, I'm not sure why. There's just some people are really difficult to make happy, but to each their own. And you are really supposed to have these wings down when having the this section on, but it looks a little bit silly, and you can leave these up a little bit. It just adds to the look, and it looks fine. It adds a little bit of an angle to it in that gun. The only thing I don't like about it is the placement of this gun, which looks a little bit odd, and you can take that off and it looks a lot better. Well, it definitely looks a lot sleeker if you want to go for a super jet type of mode. So he has that going on for him. And if you want to just go for a regular jet mode, take this off and fold these back up all the way. Go underneath. Pop off these guns here, which are pretty stuck. Come on. Wow, okay, there's one. There's two sets, and there's two sets. And spread these wings out, and you get a much sleeker, like a F-14 type jet. I'm not sure. Valkyrie is what they were. These were kind of jets were called in Macross or Robotech, which is what the G1 toy was based. It was just a repainted version of the Valkyrie from Macross, which is exactly why we've never had a reissue of Jetfire, which is a huge bummer because that mold is no longer owned by Takara or Hasbro. I think there's a bit of a legal debate going on there, but this is just about better in every way possible than the original G1 Jetfire. But having a reissue would be nice just for nostalgic value, but if we never got a reissue, this is more than a satisfactory replacement. So we get a little bit of robot kibble underneath it, which is fine. You can see the fake chest, the landing gear, the head, the arms. You can basically see how it all transforms there, but you really don't see it from the side, which is a problem that a lot of jet transformers have, especially like the first movie, Starscream and Leader Class Starscream. They had a bunch of kibble on the bottom of them. But this has a very effective transformation, very good looking robot in jet mode, and not a whole lot of kibble, which is something that not a whole lot of jet transformers can do. Alright, to start the transformation, I'm going to leave the kibbly bits, the chrome bits off. You can leave them on for your transformation if you really want to, but I find it a little bit easier just to go through the steps with them off. So we're going to go behind here and lift up this whole section. It'll detach from the legs. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright. And this whole section will lift up and kind of scoot up like that. Then we're going to flip up the landing gear here. This whole cockpit will move up like that. And that's a kind of a interesting little chicken mode. Oh, I forgot to mention that this does lift up. I completely missed that, but just a little bit of detail. You can see the all the bits going on in there, which is really, really cool. Alright, now we got that done. We're going to flip up these panels here, which are pretty secure. Which come on. There we go. Need to make sure you have a little bit longer fingernail to get that piece out. And then this whole section here is actually going to, I was going the wrong way. This is going to fold out. Come on. I know you will. You're just pretty stuck in there. There we go. Some of the clicks are really hard and really thick, so they're a little bit on the scary side, but be sure that they're fine. And we're gonna turn the head around like so. Alright, now I'm going to get to the legs here, which you wanna kind of go about like this. And it's all pretty much straightforward from here. These pieces will fold around and the legs, the feet will fold out like this. And you're going to fold obviously the knees around. Alright. And gonna kind of position them. Actually, I'm probably going to need, leave these out for now. Move the arms out. Bring this whole section up. Like this. Okay, I was trying to reach a little bit too far there. And this should snap in place. Actually, I missed. These arms will basically hold the torso in place. And we're going to go ahead and bring the hip pieces down, and that'll also help keep the hip places, the hips or the torso in. Fold these wings up a little bit more. This is one part, every figure that I'm really looking forward to. Even like RLTF Prime Leader Class always has an annoying little quirk about them, and I was trying to anticipate what the annoying little quirk about JETFIRE was going to be, and it's the shoulder attachment. It comes off way too easily. That's the only really annoying part about the transformation, but it's a minor one. And we already have him with the battle mask on, but since he doesn't have his armor on, we're going to take it off to reveal his G1 cartoon face. And here we have him, Leader Class Jetfire in robot mode, and I absolutely love the look of this figure. It looks amazing, it feels great, the size of it is just so satisfying, and it's perfect, I believe. A lot of people have been also just giving this figure a little bit of slack for having a quote-unquote fake chest. I mean, it's his chest, it can't be fake, but what it does, it cheats in having a fake cockpit as the chest while the real cockpit is on the back. I don't mind that. Like, a lot of the newer Transformers, especially started in Transformers Prime, have had molding details in the chest to represent windows or doors that don't actually transform into the vehicle's counterpart, actual windows or doors, and that's okay with me, because a lot of times, like, if they were to pull that actual transformation, it just would not look very good, or it would look inferior to what they pulled off. And this is a case where it works perfectly well, because if this would have actually become the chest for this guy, it would have looked okay, but it definitely would have looked inferior to what we have in front of us. So I'm okay with it, and it's not really too much in a way, especially when you get all the super mode parts on him. It just blends in perfectly well. So we're going to take a quick look at all the detail here. I love the face sculpt. It really has that kind of innocent, kind of gentle, peaceful quality of look of what Jetfire had in the cartoon. He has an Autobot symbol molded into the chest with some kind of mechanical detailing around that. Nice shades of red, black, white. It's a little bit simplistic on the detailing, but it doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, but it has detailing where it really matters. Like, they focus more on the face, which is good. The head sculpt is really nice. And get a shot of it from the side. You do see some hollow bits in his arms and in the back of his legs here, which is a little bit of a disappointment. Oh yeah, in the back of his hand, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but they definitely could have filled this in, but it's not the biggest problem in the world. Especially when you have such a great figure like this, it's very easy to overlook. Now, as far as posability goes, he does have I believe it's a ball jointed neck. It's really hard to tell, or if it's just a swivel. It's kind of a interesting hinge that you can't really see all too well, but it does go up and down, and he does have a swivel in the neck, so you can get some pretty decent poses in the head. You can have him looking down in discontent, or looking up with honor, going to the side, kind of very cool statuesque pose. So there's a lot of options with the head. Now, shoulders are a little bit of an issue. He does have a little bit of a ratchet there, but when you ever try to move the arm down, especially when you have the arm extended, it will pop the tab out. It does have a swivel bicep and a very heavy ratcheting elbow. No wrist articulation, which is a little bit of a disappointment. They definitely could have worked that in a little, and I don't think it would have cost. It would have added much to the budget. And due to the transformation, there is no waist articulation, which is pretty understandable. With the way how it disassembles completely, it makes perfect sense. And then has a ratcheting hips, pretty cool, and it ratchets both ways. Real cool ratcheting knees, and just a little bit of front and back movement as far as feet go, but they are kind of molded at a slant, so it works. You can have him standing straight up with his legs close together, and it doesn't really hinder the the standing ability of him, but they are kind of molded for his legs to be a little bit more outright like that. So posability, he's really good. Just a little bit of issue in the shoulders and his hands. Definitely could have a swivel in there, but it's not the worst thing in the world. There have been figures of this size that have had much worse posability. Now let's get into the weapons and the armor. Now this is where it gets really interesting. A lot of cool ideas. This is not the coolest idea though. The fact that you can add the battle mask to the gun is, I mean, I can see what they're trying to do. They're like, well, where the hell can we put this battle mask when the consumer doesn't want it? Well, let's put it on the gun. It looks kind of silly, but it's there. You just basically take it and slide it on right about here, and it'll stay just fine. And now, if you want to go for the more traditional super mode, basically what we're going to have to do is, let me lock the tripod a little bit. Take these bits here and slide them over those legs. And do that on both sides. Take these guns and put them on his forearms. And he comes packaged with his jetpack upside down, which doesn't look bad, but I think it looks way better with the way it's supposed to be, with the long part sticking up, and you put the nose cone up against it like that. And with the jetpack, you definitely see a lot less of the nose cone, and just adds a really cool look to the figure. And then last but not least, we replace his innocent, peace-loving face with a ready for battle Macross style battle mask, which is not quite. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's on there. And the original Classics version did this too. Though it was a little bit clunky looking with the battle mask on. That's one that I definitely prefer to have the regular robot head on. But this is a super sleek looking Valkyrie style head, and parts of me actually prefer this battle mask being on, because it's just really interesting to look at. There's no facial expression. It just looks like a bot that's ready for battle, like just built for nothing but war. It's really cool. And then, jeez, that missile just like shoot off whenever it has a chance. Take his gun, put it in his hand. Now this is the most traditional way to do it, but you do get a good amount of options with the weapons here. What you can do, well, you take his gun off, and let's see, his shoulder popped right out. And you take off these guns and his leg guns too, which, if you think about it, it's really kind of awkward placement, because if they were they'd shoot right into his armpit. And we'll set them off to the side, and you take the smaller gun and kind of attach it. Oh, no. I believe, yeah, it goes on top. Yeah, this one goes on top. Sorry, I'm referring to the instructions for this bit. Let's see here. No, actually, okay, yeah, the instructions were really confusing. Basically, it's very simple. You just take the smaller gun and put it on top of the bigger gun, like so. Or you can take and peg it like that. Either way is cool. That actually fits a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and do it like that, and attach it to his missile gun. and it creates kind of like a Power Ranger. God damn it! This damn missile keeps on firing whenever it so pleases, and fits his head. God, where'd it go? Here it is. All right, we're gonna leave this missile out for now. All right, so it creates a pretty impressive gun. Another combination you can do is, leave these bits off. Have him, you can have him holding any one of these guns in his hand. But what you can also do is take the bigger guns, kind of peg them onto his wings here. Or you can take his smaller guns and also peg them there. There's just a good amount of options you have depending on what you want to do. But I like to go traditional, at least with this figure. Keep the bigger guns on his legs. These on his forearms to cover his hollowness in his arms. And that's what I like to do. And that time it just slipped right out. Come on, Pagan. There we go. And fix his shoulder. This is an awesome figure. I recommend any Transformer fan to pick this guy up. This gets a solid, super incredible 10 out of 10 with me. It is a damn near perfect figure. The only issue that really could have been fixed is maybe the shoulders and puts the articulation, but that's just nitpicking. This is a badass figure. Gets, perfect 10 out of 10 with me. That's my score for it. I pick this up as soon as possible. And the build quality of this toy and the awesome look of it really gets me looking forward to both versions of the Leader Class Megatron that are coming out next year. This is an awesome toy. Perfect for G1 fans, perfect for Generations fans, it's perfect for any kind of Transformer fan that you can imagine. I absolutely love this figure. Definitely go out and pick this one up. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this. You can follow me at Twitter at twitter.com/SSJAutobot. You can Instagram me too, SSJAutobot. And if this is your first time seeing a video of me, feel free to click the subscribe button above this video. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye bye.